Good evening, sir.
Hi, good evening.
Good evening.
Okay, so I'm recording this session and I'll be sharing the link of the session if you want it to be known to somebody else and if you want to view it again. Okay, so this is I'll be talking about basics of NLP. And I believe that those who are attending this program may have some idea about NLP, that is neuro-linguistic programming, may have may have no idea at all. Because when we talk about NLP, neuro, we talk about powers of your mind, mechanism of your mind, how your mind functions. So I believe that a lot of people who have already read about subconscious mind mechanism. So I'll be talking something about it initially. So let me give Novice Coach is the brand under which we work. We conduct training programs. And this Novice Coach is the initiative of 4 people, myself and Preetam Goswami, Vinay Sharma, and two ladies from one is from UK and one is from Switzerland, because we did our NLP together in London. And then we became friends and we launched this NLP initiative across the world. So this the course, NLP course, which we do, it is accredited with International NLP Forum, and we do a lot of training also outside India so far as NLP is concerned. So we'll talk about part of subconscious mind over here. And so as I told you, that how through NLP, through practical techniques of NLP, you can program your mind. So I'll be telling every small detail that how NLP can be learned, how it can be used, and how it can benefit you all in your respective life. So these are my 4 books. 4th book, you are aware that I released on 15th of August. 3 other books which got authored. One is Hindi, one is English, one is in Gujarati. And the 4th book was authored by Vinay Sharma, who's one of the stakeholder in Novice Coach. So, and NLP was created by 2 gentlemen from United States, John Grinder and Dr. Richard Bandler, almost 50 years ago. NLP is not a new science. What did they do? In the field of mind power, in the field of psychotherapy, in the field of how to empower yourself by changing your thinking process. So, a lot of things were happening in bits and pieces across the world. So they studied whatever happening in the world at that time. Even when I was attending course under Richard Bandler in London, he shared that he was in India for 3 months to understand how Indians think, and specifically the ancient Indians, yogis of India, how they used to meditate, how they used to control their minds, and how they used to do meditation for months without even blinking of their eyes. So he was in India for 3 months as well. So he shared it there. And there are 3 names written at the bottom: Virginia Satir, Fritz Perls, and Milton Erickson. They were the 3 guys. They were working in their own respective field. Let me talk about like Milton Erickson. Milton Erickson was such a person who was a specially differently abled person. So he had to have restricted movements, but he had got special ability that he used to heal people just by saying few words. So people used to believe that he has some magical substance. But when Bandler and Grinder were working on that philosophy, he could find that he uses specific sentence, specific communication, which directly enters your subconscious mind and creates the instant results. And then they brought out the Milton Erickson model. And when we learn NLP, proper NLP, like certification course in NLP, you understand that you learn that how Milton Erickson model works. So it is a combination of so many people, but credit goes to these 2 guys. And I tell you that these 2 guys, very old, 80 plus, but they still teach NLP. And I went to London a few years ago and took my training. So you can see the photo of Richard Bandler and his team members with me. Okay, so let's start with the first concept. And I'll be talking about how NLP can help you. And let me tell you, even if you are a teacher, if you're an entrepreneur, if you are a student, if you are a homemaker, If you are a trainer, counselor, coach, whatever you're doing, NLP can help you to a greater extent in your life. So like when you see this picture, a cat is looking in the mirror, and what she looks at the mirror, she finds herself as if she's a lion. She's a lion. In NLP, we use one word called modeling. What is modeling? It's not modeling which we see people walking on the ramp. It is something else. Like what happens when you put two mobiles under Bluetooth connectivity, what happens? Both mobile can transfer data, pictures, images, videos to each other without any restriction. Same thing happens, my dear friends, when two people are under Bluetooth, in Bluetooth connectivity. What does that mean? They are in unconscious rapport. In our language, we can say when they have a similar mental wavelength, and that remain for some time. That calls modeling. And when it happens, one person can transmit his thinking to other, or by mistake you can grab that idea or that thinking from that person. I'll give you a couple of examples. A child who's born in a Malayalam family or Kerala family, at the age of 2 or 3, the child starts speaking Malayalam. Nobody teaches that child to speak Malayali in a structured way. You don't teach them grammar, you don't teach them vocabulary. Okay, you can teach them a few words, mom and dad and water and the food, that's it. But at the age of 3, the child starts speaking Malayali. If child is born in the Punjabi family, child starts speaking Punjabi. At the same child is born in an American family, child not only speaks English, but speaks in American accent. How does that happen? When right from the birth of the child till 3 years of age, when he constantly watching so many people speaking that language in a specific way, the child's subconscious mind starts modeling. You model a person with whom you are very impressed, with whom you are mentally aligned. So this is modeling. Many people come to me for some personal coaching and counseling, and they, sir, I have one major challenge, that I have anger issues, and because of this anger issue, my relationships suffer. I have problems with in my business, with my customers, with my employees. So anger is my problem. So I asked him one question: how you got this problem in you? Nobody gets, nobody takes birth with anger. When we are taking birth, we all are blank. We are all blank hard disk. Then I asked this question to people, that how you start feeling angry? When did you start it? No, sir, this is a genetic issue. How come it could be a genetic issue? No, sir, my father is also having a similar temper, and my grandfather also used to get angry. So this is genetic. But my dear friends, it's not genetic. The small child, when see people around him getting angry or showing a specific type of behavior, unconsciously that behavior pattern automatically goes to and gets installed in that child's mind. Now, whatever has happened till today, it is without your conscious awareness. But my dear friends, if I give an example, say, if I think I can use this modeling purposefully to inculcate certain behavior patterns and skills which are there in somebody's mind. Say if I see Dennis is a person, I'm giving an example. Suppose Dennis is a very good person in a problematic situation. So he maintains his calm. He doesn't get panic. He has a smile on his face. So I'm just giving an example. Okay. So, what happens, like he handles problematic situation or stressful situation with smile. And whereas if if suppose I am a person and I get into panic and I feel restless or I could lose my temper. So I find Dennis that I have to model this behavior of him into me. And my dear friends, there are certain techniques of modeling through which you can model a behavior. When I started training way back in 2000, 21 years back, and became zone trainer in 2000, I became national trainer in 2003. And I attended Nalanda and I got impressed with one of the faculty members over there. And I would say, fortunately, next 3 years, I got opportunity to work with him as an assistant trainer in many corporate events. And when I used to see him performing, I used to thought I'm not even 2% of this guy. I wish I could become at least 10-20% of this person's capabilities. And you know what happened? I worked with him in 2004-5 for 5-7 programs. And when 2006, I invited him to my city for a very huge program. And my friends and my colleagues, when met him and saw him delivering, what he said, sir, you and Preetham speak alike. You and Preetham perform as if you are each other's duplicate. Now, how did it happen? Because unconsciously, I modeled his way of speaking, his way of presenting on the floor. And my dear friends, today, if you think there are, because we are not perfect, we cannot be perfect. There are few things which we have, there are few things which lack in our personalities. So if you think, oh, I want to have linguistic capabilities like Mr. Tito, I want to sing like Mr. Amit Bansal, I want to dance like Vasundhara, I want to be an elegant person like Sevenya, I want to be a person who can go and click photograph of confidently like Amit. So I found so many capabilities which lacks in me, and it is possible for me to model you and have that capability on me. And what happens, in your friend circle, why our parents used to tell us in early childhood days that mind your company, like you should have right kind of people in your company. Even if you know that the other person is wrong, directly, indirectly, you're going to get influenced. So if you get influenced with your friends, what happens after a few days, you start using the same kind of words, vocabulary and slangs. So this is nothing but modeling. So you can use modeling for your advantage, and you are not required to put a lot of efforts. Don't say yourself that's too hard because you are born with this capability, I cannot do that. Nothing like that, my dear friends. It is possible for each one of us. So it is modeling, and therefore there is a learning for you. Do not exhibit any kind of such negative behavior, specifically in front of your kids at your house, because they are going to model it. They are modeling it actually. The way you speak, the way you behave, the way you shout, the way you talk to your spouse, the way you talk to your parents, they are going to do the same thing. So in the later part, I'll be discussing more about it. Now, I have a question with all of you. Do you dream big? Now, when we see, we read about so many people who have done extraordinary things in their lives, And there are people with a similar background or the better background or similar education qualification. They spend their whole life with mediocrity. There are few people who are trained, who are programmed to think big. They don't want to compromise with it. Again, how big you think and how scared you get by thinking big, how your heart beats when you think about a big dream, this is all depends on your mind programming. And how your mind gets programmed, I'll be talking a little later. Now, people have so many aspirations in their life. Okay, somebody wants to reduce the stress level, somebody wants to achieve goals, somebody wants to reduce the loans, somebody wants to create more assets, somebody wants to get a better job, somebody wants to increase the saving, somebody wants to have a quality time with family. So many. So based on my 20 years experience and counseling of 5,000 plus people in one-to-one counseling, I realized that we have these 4 major wants in our life. For people like us, not for somebody who's struggling for meals of 2 times, people like us. So we want to, each one of us, either I am a millionaire or billionaire, still I want to enhance my income. Look at Mr. Mukesh Ambani. He's one of the richest person of India, but still every year you think he's expanding or he's enhancing his wealth. Like Amit said that he wants to be a person of 500 crores. So everybody, he said, but so many people didn't say, but we want to enhance our income. Each one of us want to improve our relationship. Okay. And I have seen people, many people who come to me, they have a lot of big business, but they don't have good relationship within the family or maybe in the society. So they struggle with it. And then health related issue. I've seen so many people, they have good amount of money, good business, good family to take care of it, but they struggle with their health. They are struggling with chronic diseases. And fourth, which is extremely important, my dear friends, that is people struggle the state of mind they carry. I have seen people feeling depressed, feeling anxious, feeling low without any reason. 6 months back, a person approached me of my own town. He's into a joint family, very multiple ventures they have, very good amount of money they earn every month, very beautiful house they have to live in, and there is a very good bond within the family. But this person is into depression for last 15 years without no reason. And when we see people, lot of people feeling low, feeling anxious, so these are the four. Now, before, and my dear friends, let us identify what are my challenges. Rather than compromising with it and start living with it, let us identify the challenge I have. So I would like to conduct a poll over here, and I'll be displaying a question on your screen and you have to answer. You can answer one or two or multiple. What you have to do, you have to identify one major challenge area of your life which you want to be addressed. So the question is in front of you. You can give one answer, or if you want, you can give multiple answers as well. I want everyone to answer or use this poll.
I want all four.
That's your choice. That's your choice.
Yeah, you can
If you think all four are challenges, you can take all four, but that's all up to you. And this is secret because nobody knows what you are ticking, because I'm just trying to understand you that what are the major issues that exist in the world right now. So, and I'll be showing you the results as well. So I'm still waiting. 6 more people are okay, are still okay. 5 more people, they have not yet attempted. Okay, we are about to close it. Let's go and let me show the results. And you can see the result. Like 63% people feel that state of mind is their challenge. And not this. In last 2 years, if I've conducted 100 plus webinars on the same topic, this was always on the top. Of course, money and business, because we want to show to this world, yes, I am capable of doing this. Okay. Relationship comes on third and health comes on fourth. And I tell you, we are in a COVID times. Before COVID time, when I used to conduct webinar, it used to be 10-15%. The least preferred thing is still health. And that's why we struggle with health, because it's the least preferred thing. Okay. So you can understand the state of mind is the major challenge. And I tell you, I have seen people that they have everything, but still they feel bad. They don't feel good from inside. They lack excitement. They lack energy. They lack happiness. And then we see people going into, intoxication and everything to feel that happiness and better. So let's move. And I'm giving an example. Sometime when you wake up in the morning, you feel good from inside. Sometime, not every day. You feel energetic. And what happens that day? And there's no reason, no specific reason of being happy. You did not get any lottery. You did not get any, surprise amount in your bank account. But still, when you wake up in the morning, you feel good from inside. And what happens the whole day? Your productivity is amazing whole day. You talk to people, whether family members or office colleagues, with a lot of warmth and excitement. And till late evening, you feel excited and energetic, and you work till midnight because you started your day with a lot of excitement. And on the contrary, it so happened that when you wake up in the morning, you don't feel good. It may depend on the quality sleep, but it may not depend on the quality sleep at times. So you feel very dull. You don't feel like going to office. You delay, you reach late. You're very lame. You lack energy. You don't talk properly to people. Without productivity is very low. And you feel like going to bed so early. It happens. And why it happens? Because my mind is not static. It gets affected with so many reasons. And science says that your mind, every 6 seconds, your mind changes fast. And how your mind, state of mind changes because of so many reasons. Let me tell you one more thing. My dear friends, look at last 10 years of your life. Look at last 10 years of your life. the struggles you made, the failures, the achievements, whatever you achieved in last 10 years, 100% credit goes to your thinking. Only thinking. Why thinking? I'll come to action part later on. And my dear friends, if you struggled and if you did not get desired results, still responsibility is of your thinking. And that's why Franklin Roosevelt rightly said that we guys are not prisoners of our fate, but prisoners of our own mind. Unless we change the basic fabric of our thinking, the way we respond to every situation, we cannot change the results. So I was talking about the 4 areas: the relationship, the money part, the health part, and the state of mind part. And if those 4 areas are balanced, I would say they cannot be infinite, because economy, if you talk about economics principle, the resources are going to be limited. But yes, if you have them in a balanced quantity, you can say it's a life is full of abundance. And you would say that, yes, I developed the power, and I have developed my mind in such a way that whatever I desire, my mind is like a genie for me. And whatever I tell my mind, it makes it happen for me. Yes, my dear friends, if you know how to control your mind, if you know how to program your mind, it would be very easy for you. Suhail, you are raising your hand, but I'll be taking all questions at the end, so that we can finish the program in time. Like, I would like to share few things, like those who contacted us and who attended NLP proper. They learned full technique. Like, one person from California attended our program in India, and he was struggling with a decision. He was working with a company and he was struggling to take a decision: should I move to business or not? And there was so many clutter in his mind, he was not able to decide. And then he programmed in his mind in such a way that he took a right decision and changed his life to a greater extent. You can see picture number 2 is one of the very popular trainer of JCI India. And she had few challenges in her personal life related to state of mind. And now you can talk to her, the kind of magical change it happened in her life. You can see in the bottom, this left side, left bottom, there is a lady from Nepal. And we did a program in Nepal, and she is a medical professional, but she has a problem, some mental issues, and it got hold. And how this mental issue was related? A childhood memories, even she was not aware of it. But there is a process. We call it a meta model of communication. There is a process through which we can identify the root cause of a problem. And there are many people who came out of addiction issues. My dear friends, we talk a lot about motivation. We read so many books, we watch so many videos. But when we attend a program, when we watch a video, we feel so motivated. But with the time, that level of motivation goes down. If you remember, one participant during the last day asked a question that, today I'm feeling very motivated, but what if this motivation goes down? And many times on 1st of January, when New Year comes, you write so many goals, you resolve that I'm going to do this, but how many times it persists or it remain valid? Why it happens that despite I have blueprint and goals, I do not take any action? Because my mind is not aligned to those goals. And hence, I was talking to you guys earlier that writing goal and how to convert that into action, that also needs your attention. So neuro-linguistic programming, when we do this program for many colleges, for professors, also for doctors, we have done this program. And when they get benefited, they tell that NLP is such a thing, it must be taught in all the schools, specifically for 11, 12, because it gives you so many techniques that, day-to-day life issues, relationship issues, you can take care of it. I'm going to tell you in a later part of this program that how does it. So let's talk something about subconscious mind. You know about it, but let me explain it again. So my mind is broadly divided into 2 parts. One is right brain, one is left brain. The right brain is called subconscious mind. The left brain is called conscious mind. When you see towards this screen, you would see the tip of iceberg. Just 10% of the whole iceberg is like your conscious mind. But the problem is, my dear friends, we understand that the only conscious mind is our mind. We hardly realize the importance of the subconscious mind. We hardly know how to handle the subconscious mind. Now, the subconscious mind works in three different layers: preconscious, subconscious, and unconscious. Unconscious is the deepest layer, which is beyond all your conscious awareness. If you are in your deep sleep, your unconscious mind is still working. And when it is working, what it is thinking, what kind of data it is processing, that is extremely important. All your addiction, all your habits, all your action patterns, all your the way you work, the way you think, they are actually stored in your unconscious mind in form of a software. So let's have a look. I told you, conscious mind, on which we bank upon more, has very, very limited applicability. Doing some analysis, thinking and planning, short-term memory. Whereas subconscious mind, the day you are born until you take your last breath, in the whole span, subconscious mind works for 90%, my dear friends. And if you start knowing how to use it, how to change it, how to program it, I tell you, I guarantee you, you can achieve any damn thing in the world, whether it's good or worst, whether it's the best or worst. So any long-term memory, any emotions and feeling, habits, involuntary body functions, creativity, spiritual connection, intuition, everything happens. Let me give you an example. I ask you to please close your eyes. Just close your eyes. Close your eyes. Feel comfortable. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Inhale and exhale and feel relaxed. And now I want you to think about your childhood school days. Think about your early childhood school days. What you used to do, how you used to behave, whatever comes to your mind. Just think about your early childhood school days. Okay. And now I again request you to please slowly and gradually open your eyes. Okay. Now I'll be asking questions to a few. My question to Akshay Nair. Akshay, I asked you to think about your early childhood school days. You tell me what picture came to your mind.
So my school days, my LKG, when I was in LKG prep, and the sense of joy, happiness, and all that musty which we used to do, and all good memories, sir. All good memories.
What else? Could you see your friends? Could you see your
Yes,
teacher?
sir.
Could you see your school building?
Yes, sir. Everything.
Okay.
My old teachers, my sports teacher, everyone, I could see them.
Oh, great, great. Okay, my next question to Neena ji. Neena, would you please tell what did you see when I asked you to think about your school days?
I saw mostly all my friends and uh, the school building, the teachers, the playground, which we used to play a game called Chain, Seven Stones. So
Okay.
that made me happy.
Anybody, I have a question. While I gave you, because I gave you common instruction to everyone, I never told you guys to see a picture. What I told you, think about it. But your mind is so powerful, it throw certain pictures. Anybody who had got any picture that I got punishment, or maybe the teacher was scolding me, or maybe you're fighting with your friends, something like that, anybody could see that? Anybody could see that? Okay. Nobody? Okay. Anybody could see that? You can unmute yourself and share your experience.
Not the fighting, sir, but once I fainted in the school
Okay.
when we were in the morning prayers.
Mhm.
So that came up.
Okay. Nishan, thank you.
So I got a memory of doing mischievous stuff in school, climbing trees and stuff, going to the principal room and stuff. So
Okay.
with my friends.
Okay. Now, the purpose of this small activity was to tell you that how your subconscious mind treasures all your memories, long-term memories. You do not rehearse or recall them on daily basis, revise them on daily basis. But I gave you a command and your mind immediately retrieve the data from your mind. So all your emotions, your conscious mind is a very practical mind like a computer. It has no room for any emotion. So all your emotions, good or bad emotions, are there in subconscious mind. If somebody wants to control the anger, somebody says, oh, I'm too emotional, I'm so kind, I feel so restless. These are the emotional patterns, my dear friends. You cannot suppress them. Consciously, you cannot control them. You have to go back to your subconscious mind and change the program over there. You can delete it, my dear friends. We'll work on that also. We'll talk about it also. So therefore, now question comes, how these memories, these behavioral patterns, these habits, addiction, fears, phobias get programmed into your mind. If I ask people what kind of fear and phobia you have, people will say, I'm afraid of dogs, I'm afraid of snakes and all that. I'm afraid of public speaking, I'm afraid of height, I'm afraid of water. People have different fears, how they developed it. But whatever you are today, because of constant repetitive thinking, constant repetitive action, you stop writing today. Whatever your handwriting is a result of subconscious mind. And if you think my writing is not good, let me write it properly, neatly. So consciously you try to write, but what happens after 3-4 lines? It again goes back to the same way, because conscious mind remains in focus after subconscious mind comes into picture, and you again start writing. You don't write for next 3 years. Still after 3 years, when you write, you'll write the same thing. You don't make your signature for next 3 years. After 3 years, you make your signature. It will be same, because we make signatures from our mind. So the way you sing, the way you dance, the way you write, the way you eat, the way you speak, the way you reflect, the way you laugh, everything is programmed in your subconscious mind, and it makes you do that. Actually, it makes you do that. So whatever good and bad we are doing, it's the result of whatever is there in your subconscious mind. I'll tell you a story, and how, if you remember, there are a few people who did not attend our Nalanda program, but let me tell you, Sunil sir told a story about an elephant. Let me tell you a story today about shark. And it's a real experiment which took place when a lot of research has gone about power of subconscious mind. So in an Olympic size swimming pool, which was full of water, it was divided into 2 parts by putting a glass partition right at the center of swimming pool. So when glass partition is there, it's not at all visible. Even if you and me is there, we can't see that, and we'll get banged with it when we are swimming across the swimming pool. So what happened, for the purpose of experimentation, a hungry shark was kept at the one side. Other side, hundreds and thousands of small fishes were kept. Small fishes, because every animal has that instinct of survival. So those small fishes could feel the presence of sharks, so they contained themselves to one corner. They didn't try to go the other side. Whereas shark also noticed the presence of so many small fishes, and shark was very hungry. So shark tried to go to other side of the pool. The glass partition was not visible, so it got banged with it badly, and it was hurting, painful experience. Shark couldn't understand what had actually happened, but shark kept on trying quite a few times. After 10 or 12 attempts, shark noticed one thing, that whenever I try to cross this limit, it hurts badly. So she stopped going towards other area. Now shark is moving in that area, not even touching the glass partition, because shark set a mental boundary within her mind that if I try to cross this limit, it pains. After a few days, that glass partition was removed. There was no glass partition. But after that, even that, shark did not try to go to other area. Shark was confining itself in that area, because a boundary was drawn in shark's mind. My dear friends, since childhood till today, because of so many good or bad experience, we also drew so many such limits in our lives. So many such limits in our lives. I cannot do this. I can't do this. Oh, I cannot get up early in the morning. I cannot remember the name of people. I can't control my anger. I cannot do this. I cannot do that. So many boundaries. And these boundaries are not in our action. These boundaries are there in our subconscious mind. And your subconscious mind doesn't allow you to take action because you feel uncomfortable doing that. I give you an example, a real life story. In May 19, we were doing 5 days workshop of NLP in a 5-star hotel in Jaipur. And when we do NLP workshop in person, we take maximum 30 people because we have to work one-to-one with everybody to address their personal life challenges. That's about goals or personal life. So what happened, and we asked them to fill forms and ask them to write about the challenges they faced, wherever they struggled in their lives, and what are their immediate goals of their lives. So, and in those 5 days, we teach almost 16 techniques, how to programming your brain to remove those bad habits, to remove those bad memories from your mind. It's very simple. So what happened? So if before every technique which we tell, we call one person from the crowd based on what is written in the form, like, oh, this person have this fear, let me call for this technique. So I was reading one form. Now this person was from a corporate. He was a senior general manager, very young guy. He was 28 only. He's working for a multinational company. And he had written in this form that I have a fear of public speaking, intense fear of public speaking. When I go and try to speak, for us, those who speak, we think what a shit people talk about fear of public speaking. But the person who's scared of public speaking, you ask that person how scary experience actually that is. So I called in that person on the stage and I started asking. I was wondering, this person looks very handsome, very talkative. When you talk to him during breakfast and lunchtime, he's very vocal, knowledgeable and smart guy. So he has substance to speak. But why this person is saying that? He said, sir, I can talk in 3-4 people. Okay, but if I'm asked to give a presentation, if I'm asked to give a speech in front of 10, 15, 20, 100 people, I get scared and I spoil it. Actually, I have spoken under pressure, but I did not do justice with my potential. So I'm very scared, sir. This is my fear. And this fear is so strong, sir. I don't even try to learn public speaking. This is so intense. And I asked, from where it came? He had no answer. Then we have a methodology to ask certain questions. There is a way of asking question, and then you can reach to a root cause. And then what was the root cause? This guy was in a 4th standard, very naughty, intelligent, and confident child of his classroom. So one fine day, teacher asked, boys, tomorrow it's our turn to tell a story in the school assembly. Who would like to do that? So 3-4 guys raised their hand, and this guy, whose name was, say, Vishal, I'm just giving a dummy name, Vishal. He says, ma'am, I'll do that. So ma'am gave him a printed story of 7-8 lines only, very small story, and told Vishal, you can read out. Ma'am, I won't read it. It's only 8 lines. I can learn it and I can speak without reading the paper. That's it. Ma'am had no issues because he was a very vocal child of the class. Next day morning, right at 7 o'clock, his name was announced on the stage. He reaches on the stage. The moment he witnesses 2,000 students and 100 teachers standing in front of him, he got conscious. And he could not utter a single word and started crying, because a student who's studying in 4th standard can't handle emotions, can't handle emotional shocks. So he started crying, and then a couple of teachers went up and then they consoled the child, and then he was okay. But I tell you, my dear friends, in his mind, a lot of turbulence was going on and nobody could understand it. Nobody could address it. And constantly a thought went in his mind that it was a very shameful experience for me. What people will be thinking about me. Such a bad person I am. I don't want to speak again because I don't want to repeat such incidents in my life again. And then a program got installed in mind that public speaking is not my cup of tea, because there is a bad experience related to life. I'm not saying that everybody who failed in first stance, it is on your mind how your mind is going to perceive that situation. I know many such people who failed in the first attempt in public speaking, but they become better public speaker because they challenge themselves. They drew a conclusion. Oh, I missed an opportunity. They people are talking bad about me. They people are laughing at me. I'm going to prove them wrong, and I'm the person who can speak. So 2 different people in the same situation are going to create different programs depending how they think, how they behave, how they handle that stressful situation. So what happened? Now this guy shared the problem. So we do one activity called peak performance in NLP, and then I did that 45 minutes activity with him. It's one-to-one game or activity kind of thing. And then what happened, this guy, he was a corporate guy, but in this program, there were few JC members, so he became good friend of JC. Then he thought, what is JCI and all that. So I did not know that what was the effect of my activity. My program was in May. Then in July, he attended ABLE, Academy of Business Leadership and Excellence. He attended that program and he became a team leader. And then after ABLE, he sent me a video and says, sir, I have sent a video, just watch it. And then I called him. Sir, I was the coordinator of my group, and my group was given a assignment to speak for 15 minutes, and I gave 15 minutes presentation about my group, and my presentation was the best presentation in the whole program in front of 80-90 people. Such, it is miracle for me. We did not teach him confidence building. We did not teach him public speaking skills. He knew it, but what we do? The old belief that the past one memory which was troubling him across his life, right from 4th standard till he was 28 years, he was skipping all the opportunities wherever he was getting. So this is how we draw limitations from in our mind, and how do they bother us. And this experience, this good or bad program, there are 5-6 major resources. Number one, past experience. In this case, past experience spoiled he created a bad program. Sometimes out of one program, we draw an inference, like we want to draw a conclusion which we want to do. Media influencing are too much these days. Our parents, our coach and teachers, and remember, in 50% of the cases, our parents, teachers, and our friends are responsible for creating bad programs or even good programs. So very important, my dear friends, to understand that how we get these bad programs. Now, I was talking why I'm emphasizing on thinking, why I'm not emphasizing on action. When I was talking about that, we make goals, we write goals, we make blueprints, but why action doesn't happen? Now we look at this picture. The green circle says beliefs, thinking, attitude, and feelings all reside in your subconscious mind. Because of belief, you take an action, and action are responsible for results. Let me explain it. Okay. If a student is not comfortable in one of the subjects, what happens? Just go back in your student life. When you were a student, you were not comfortable in all subjects. There used to be 1 or 2 subjects you used to hate them. So what was the belief in your mind about this subject? That I can't do good in it. This is very bad. God, give me just 40 out of 100. What is your belief? So because you are afraid of it, because you believe that even if you study, you can't get good marks, that doesn't allow you to study it more. That doesn't allow you to take it in a friendly way. And hence, results are also not there. So to have the right results in your life, you need right actions. And my dear friends, for right action, you need belief. If I take a goal of 500 CR or 1000 CR or 9000 CR in my life, but do my subconscious mind, because I'm taking it consciously, do my subconscious mind believes on it. If it doesn't believe, it won't allow me to take an action. After some time, when my motivation level goes down, I'll be the same person who's struggling and whether compromising with mediocrity. So therefore, I need to check what my subconscious mind thinks. If I had a struggling past, I failed in few businesses, my dear friends, you need to delete that. Otherwise, that will not allow you to succeed in other business also. I'm not saying everybody who succeeded in their lives did not see failures, but how you handled those failures, how you stored those failures in your mind, that's extremely important. If you take it as a hurting of your life, past bad injury of your life, and it's still there and still troubles you, that means you need to address it. Otherwise, it will not allow you, my dear friend. And that's why what happens, so many people think, oh, I need to reduce my weight, I need to go to gym. They go for couple of days, for a few days, and they again stop, because their mind is not convinced. It is not programmed in their mind. Because it is not programmed, it will not go for a long way unless you identify it. Now, how neurological pathways are created? I'm giving an example of modeling, which I talked initially. Whatever behavior pattern you have, there is a software, logical program, algorithm created in your mind. Let me give you an example. How modeling happens, how neurological pathways are created. And that's a real example I'm sharing with you guys. Okay. A small child who's 8 or 9 year old, he's a very obedient child. He's fond of chocolates and ice cream, but he's very obedient because he was groomed by his parents in such a way that he is obedient child. So when he asks about the chocolate and mom said, no, you'll get the chocolate on Saturday, child say nothing. Now this child goes to a birthday party of another boy of the same years of age. So there are total 10 kids of similar age group have gathered for the birthday party. Now one of the boy is very naughty, very adamant, very ill-mannered, not at all obedient. Now what happened? The host served cold drink to every child, and the host gave one chocolate to every child. Now most of the kids finished the chocolate within few minutes, and there were a couple of kids who did not eat the chocolate. Now this bad guy tried snatching the chocolate of other kid, and they didn't give. So he goes to his mom, mom, I want a chocolate. No, you got one chocolate, you won't get one. No, mom, I want another one. No, you won't get. Now after listening to two no's, this child gets angry. He had the cold drink glass, which was an empty glass in his hand. He threw on the floor. It was broken, and he started yelling and crying badly. Mom had no other option to give him a chocolate, and the moment he gets the chocolate, he was totally fine. Now, unconsciously, other 9 kids were watching the behavior of this child. Now, what happens after a few days? This obedient child was playing with the car, and he goes to mom, I want a chocolate. Mom, no, beta, yesterday I gave you a chocolate, you get on Wednesday. Child comes back, starts playing again. After 5 minutes, he again goes to mom, please chocolate, I need a chocolate. Mom, no, beta, why are you asking again? In next 15 minutes, he went to mom thrice. Mom gets irritated. Mom say, no, you won't get. Why you are saying it again and again? You know the system of our house that we do not give 2 chocolates in a week. Now, the moment mom raised slight voice, this child had the toy in his hand. He threw it up on the wall and started crying. Mom could not understand that this child never behaved this way. Okay, but how it happened? Bluetooth connectivity with the other child, and how the behavior of other child in one single instance got transferred unconsciously. This child did not learn it consciously, my dear friends. It is an unconscious effort, automatically happened. And now he's reflecting that behavior. He's not doing it deliberately. It is ruled and controlled by subconscious mind. Now this child, and nobody understand, even parents could not understand how child is performing. Let me understand what went wrong with him. So now this child is a 35-year-old child, and a neurological pathway is created. How? He has a habit of reacting and getting angry. How? Whenever he says something to somebody and somebody doesn't listen to him, when somebody says no to him, when somebody doesn't accept his proposal, he reacts and gets angry. How this neurological pathway was created? When he was asking for the chocolate in the initial days. How it happened? Because he modeled that behavior from the other child. You know how? But yes, if you know how to do NLP, and if you know the root cause of it. So this 35-year-old boy comes to me, and it takes 2 sittings of 30-40 minutes each, and that anger is permanently gone. Doesn't mean that he will not. There will be anger in a rightful situation, but it will not be an unnecessary anger. It would be a controlled anger, like we control fan through a regulator. But that I broke that neurological pathway. So this is all your behavior, all your emotional patterns are basically logical, because you get angry on other issue, I get angry on other issue. You feel emotional on certain other issues, I feel emotional on certain other issues. So that depends what kind of neurological pathways I have. So NLP has 3 words into it: neuro, linguistic, and programming. Neuro means your 5 senses. What 5 senses you have? sense of seeing, sense of listening, sense of feeling, touch, or feeling, sense of smell, and sense of taste. These 5. Whatever programs, whatever experience, whatever input we take in our mind through these 5 senses. Okay. Now the question comes, everybody is taking input through 5 senses, but the main problem is linguistic. How you are, what meaning you are giving to those inputs, what inference you are drawing out of it. When that child failed on stage while public speaking, what inference he drew? It is very shameful experience. I don't want to repeat it in my life. Whereas other child might have drawn an inference, oh, I failed. People were laughing at me, but I'm going to prove to these people that yes, I can speak better, and I want to eliminate this image of mine. Different. So how you are going to, like 3 guys are going on the road, and they see an accident happening on the road. They are seeing, listening, noticing everything, but all 3 of them are going to draw a different inference, going to store something else in their minds. And this is how your mind gets programmed. And what does that programming mean? The changing those programs, deleting those programs, replacing those programs. Here NLP comes into picture. And if you talk about more about NLP, just a moment. NLP can be used in all these areas. Let me give you an example. NLP is very popular among CEOs and top executives of a company. Like if you talk about Mr. Barack Obama, when he was contesting his presidential election for the first time in 2008, he took 6 months NLP coaching from Tony Robbins. Tony Robbins is also one of the very popular NLP coaches in the world. And he was given like what kind of speeches you have to give, so that, because in NLP we talk about a language, what kind of language you use, so you can't say no. I can hack your mind. It's not unethical, but if I like a salesman, if I know how to speak, what to speak, so you have no other option but to say yes, that's a quality you have. So in relationship improvement, I give you an example over here. We were doing a program in Surat, and this program was basically organized in a hotel, and there were 25 participants. So one 24-year-old girl, I thought she's a college-going girl, who was sitting there, and whole day, it was 4 days program, so whole day she was quiet. She was quiet, and I could read her face. She was not happy. And after lunch, and during lunch, I approached her, and I asked, would you like to share any challenges you have? She said, sir, I'm not happy with my marriage life. And I was amazed. Are you married? Because sorry, I got married 6 months back. And within 6 months, you are deciding. So, sir, it was love marriage. Isn't it going well? Do you love your husband? Yes, sir, I love my husband. He loves you? Yes, he loves me. But why you want to take? I don't know, sir, but it's not working. What's the problem? So my husband doesn't give me quality time. He doesn't listen to me. He argues with me a lot and all that. That's okay. Fine. Second day she comes, and we had in our mind that we'll be working with her. So we identify all the patterns, and we worked with her. And there were quite a few issues of prior to marriage also. We addressed those issues also. Now, day 3, morning, breakfast time at 9 o'clock. She enters the hall, and she was carrying such a smile, you can understand, as if she had got a lottery of 1 or 2 million rupees. What happened? Sir, this was a magic in my life. What happened? Yes, sir, last night when I went to my home, my husband opened the door with a broad smile, and he heard me so nicely, switched off the TV, and he cared for me so much. What did I do? I did not did the coaching for the husband. I did it for the wife. But the kind of negative pattern which got created in her mind, I just deleted them. So even if husband was talking to her, she used to take it in a negative sense. And I'm so happy to. It was 3-year-old program. They are still there, and they are so closely connected with me because there is a sea change. What happened 6 months back? They had a small fight. Husband, wife, the fight goes on. Small fight goes on. So his husband called me, sir, she's not talking to me for last 2 days. She listens to you. So please tell her something. So whether it is relationship improvement, self-confidence, time management, changing lifestyle, managing stress, maximizing performance, I can guarantee you, I have many examples of students or even the people in sales. people in any field. You note your productivity. I'll do an activity with you and see your productivity after 5-6 days. This is such amazing thing. You can enhance your productivity. Normal, when we attend the training, my dear friends, in books we read, video we watch, what happens? The what part is more addressed in most of the training. What is to be done is told, but the problem is how it is to be done. I know it's good for me to wake up early in the morning and do workout, but despite all efforts, I'm not able to do it. I know it's not good to not to be angry. I know it. People say, don't get angry. It's not good for you. I know it. I know that I need to be calm, but how to do it, I feel. So here, my dear friends, that's why across the world in personal coaching, now the word is moving from training to personal coaching, no? Because you have to give the results, you have to coach one-to-one person, because everybody's learning style is different, everybody's emotions are different, everybody's challenges are different. So everywhere where it's a fear and phobias, you are scared of anything, it can help you. Okay, so let's talk about a bit about science of thinking. You might have seen this picture and you might have read this this quote earlier also, but let me tell you what what Albert Einstein says: everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics. What does it mean? Whatever you want to achieve in your life, you have to feel that it is happening in your life, and you need to believe why it happened, why you need to do that. Because unless you think like it, your subconscious mind is not going to believe. You've had bad past in terms of losing hefty money in your business in your past. You did bad businesses, you lost a lot of money in your business, that still is in your mind. And when you think about future business, what comes to your mind? What if I lose it again? Oh, what do you speak to yourself? Oh, I don't want to incur losses in my business. Oh, I don't want to lose this relationship. I don't want to break up my relationship. Oh, I don't want to get infected with corona. What we say? We are thinking negative. We are talking about negative emotions. And hence my mind is getting programmed in a negative sense. Therefore, so I'm giving an assignment, my dear friends. Assignment number 1 I have given to you is, let me explain it, and you do it, you would see miracle happening in your life. Sit alone for at least 1 hour. And when you sit 1 hour, you think about last 10 years of your life and write where you failed in last 10 years, or wherever you struggled. Struggle means you did a lot of efforts, but you did not get desired results. And this is one exercise you do. Note down, and then try to notice the behavior pattern. Like if I talk about, I also failed multiple times in my life in various fields. And when I tried analyzing, I found one trigger, one emotional pattern, that whenever I took an impulsive decision or hasty decision without analyzing, because my emotional pattern was like that, I'll take immediate decision without thinking anything. And many times I took a wrong decision. So I had to fail. So when you write all those 10 struggles or 5 struggles or 5 failures, and you think in detail about it, why did you fail? How did you take decision? You'll find a pattern and you'll get to know the reason. And you find the reason, come to me, I'll help you to come out of that emotional pattern. Same with success also. In last 10 years, where did you get the success? And what happened to you? What made you successful? How you took the decision, how you worked, what were your communication, what was your confidence level? So what I say, if you do not delete those past bad memories, it won't let you go for a better future, because they are still in your unconscious mind, and directly, indirectly, they are troubling you, my dear friends. So assignment number 1. Assignment number 2, please do it for me. From today onwards, change your communication pattern. What is your communication pattern? Stop saying what you do not want in your life. Start saying what you want in your life. Okay, I want this much of profit. I want this much of turnover. I want to travel across the world. I want to travel to these countries. I want to spend quality times. What you say. Stop saying what you don't want, because your mind, your unconscious mind doesn't process negatives. So that's what, don't throw litter here. Don't spit here. What happens? People spit there. because your unconscious mind doesn't process no. If I ask you, don't think about a white elephant. If I ask you, don't think about a white elephant, what's happening? It is automatically coming. Because so if I say, I don't want to incur losses in my business, you're thinking about losses, my dear friends. I don't want breakup in my relationship. You're thinking and you're giving inputs to your mind about breakup. I don't want to get infected. I don't want to do this. So this is extremely important. So let us understand. I'll take 5-10 minutes and then we'll go for question answer. What is the power of visual? In computer, if you want to delete a file, what do? Control, Alt, and delete, and the file is gone forever. Similarly, all your feelings, everything in your mind is in pictorial form. Okay, and everybody's picture is a distinct picture. Let us see that. Let us have a look at that. Please close your eyes once again. Close your eyes, and when you're closing your eyes, you're feeling relaxed, and I want you to take a relaxing deep breaths, and when you are taking deep breaths, you're feeling more relaxed. And now I want you to think about a railway station, and you are entering to a railway station. See what you see, think what you think, feel what you feel, hear what you hear. Just you and railway station. Minutely, in very depth, just have the feeling of every small thing at the railway station. Okay. Now, open your eyes. And I'll be asking questions to a few people, okay? Amit, I have a question. What did you see?
Sir, a hawker passing by with something to eat, a magazine store, and a ticket vending machine, platform ticket vending machine,
Okay.
and a train standing on platform.
Which
a
color
lot of people going.
Which color of train?
Sorry?
Which color of train?
It's a blue.
Blue train.
Blue.
Okay. Could you hear some sounds?
Sir, I could hear the announcements being done.
Okay, great.
But I could not clearly understand them, but the sound was like ting ting and some sound after that.
Okay.
So I was not able to clearly understand what it was saying, but I could hear the announcement.
Okay.
And the hawker was announcing that ye khareed lo, wo khareed lo.
Okay. Pranav, what did you see?
Sir, there is one pillar in front of the I think that platform. In front of that platform, there was a pillar, and there some words has been written on that pillar.
Okay.
There is one office of the station manager, and platform was there. Some people are coming and going hereby. And I was entering from the main gate.
Okay. Great. What was the purpose of doing this? The purpose was very simple, that we have all our experiences in form of pictures. Then you say, how does that make the difference? Yes, it makes the difference. When you change the properties of that picture, your whole experience gets changed. I'll give you another activity. So almost 42, 43 people are attending this program. So I asked somebody is having any headache at this moment. How through it? So Neil is having some headache. Svenja, you are also having headache. Okay, so fine. So Neil first raised his hand. So let's go. So Neil, you can unmute yourself. And Svenja, you can also try this, though it's very exclusive between him and me, but still it may work for you. Okay. So what instruction I give to him, you have to follow. Okay. Neil, you have to follow my instructions and you have to totally focus inward. Okay. Okay. Fine. Close your eyes. And I ask everybody to have a close look at what I say and what Neil does. Neil, close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. And when you are taking deep breaths, focus your entire attention on the area where you are feeling the pain. can you please touch the part of head? Tell me the part of head where you are having that pain. Okay, this part. Okay, this part. So before we proceed further, you can take your hand down. Okay, before we proceed further, I would like to ask you, keep your eyes closed. I would ask you about the intensity of this pain. So if I ask you about the intensity of the pain, how intensive it is on the scale of 10, how much you would say?
So 7.
7 out of 10. So this is the intensity. Perfect. So just focus on that pain area. And when you are focusing on that pain area, your entire attention has to be in that area where pain is feeling. So could you please use both your hands and tell me the size of the pain using your both hands? Tell me the size of the pain. Okay, this much. Okay, we can say it's a brick size. Okay. Okay, or less than that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just keep focusing on the pain and now tell me what is the shape of your pain. Just focus on that pain area. It could be rectangle, square, oval, circular, or something else. Circular? Okay. Just keep focusing on that pain area and tell me what is the color of your pain. What is the color of your pain? Just focus on that and you'll be able to tell me the color of your pain.
So black.
Black. Okay. And it is feeling hot or it is feeling cold?
So a bit hot.
A bit hot. Okay. Now, Neil, you have to follow my instructions, what you have to do, but entire attention has to be on that pain area. So when I say 1, you will change the color black to white. And the moment you change it to white color, you feel cold. You feel slightly cold. The temperature goes down. When I say 1, you have to do this. When I say 2, you have to squeeze this pain because the size is as big as the brick. So you squeeze like a sponge, a piece of sponge. You squeeze it in your palm and make it a very small object, a very small ball. Okay. And like a small, maybe a size of a small wheat or rice. Okay. When I say 2, you have to squeeze it. And when I say 3, you have to strike, like we play carom board, no? So we strike the striker and with such a power that it goes out. So you have to strike it in such a way that it goes out and it disappears. So I repeat it again. When I say 1, you have to convert the color into white. And the moment you convert the color into white, you feel cold. When I say 2, you have to squeeze it to a smaller object. So very, very small, like a size of wheat or rice. And when I say 3, you have to strike it out so that it disappears. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. I can't see Neil. Where is Neil? Neil is here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I can't see you. Just a moment. Okay, just keep your eyes closed, Neil. And your entire focus has to be on that area where you are feeling the pain. Here we go. 1, change the color to white. Now it has completely white and you can feel the temperature going down, then feel the cold temperature. 2, squeeze it in your palm and make it as small as you can. You're squeezing it, it's becoming smaller. And when I say 3, you have to strike it out and it disappears. Here we go. 3, strike it out and it disappears. You can't see it more. And now I'll be saying only 1, 2, 3, and you know what you have to do in 1 and 2 and 3. Just focus on that area. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Once more. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Once more. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Once more. 1, 2, 3. Once more. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Fine. Feel comfortable. Open your eyes. And now tell me the intensity on the scale of 10.
I think, sir, 1, less than 1.
Less than 1. Okay. So what I say, my dear friends, I think why it may not work for you, for others, because he had distinctive properties of what he was feeling. So for him, it was black. For you, it might have been pink. But sometimes it works for others. So I would like to ask Svenya whether could you find some relief?
Yes.
sir.
What was your intensity now? How better you're feeling?
2.
2. Okay. What I say that half of our pains are psychosomatic pain. Many times I feel headache, but I never take medicine unless it is a real biological pain. Okay. So what I did is, this experience was also in some picture form. And what we did is we altered that picture. And the moment we altered that picture, we altered the size, we altered the color, we altered the temperature, and the experience was changed. Experience was changed. Okay. So that I meant that how this actually work. So it can help you achieving your goals faster, changing any bad habits, getting over low feeling, unpleasant memories, unhealthy relationships, new habits, any phobias. We have n number of such cases where people are, and you know, if you have any kind of phobia, sir, I can't go in lift, I can't go on the rooftop. Many such cases, you come to me with, I'll take 45 minutes and it would be gone. And I can, you'll go on the 50th floor and you'll take a picture and you'll feel feeling happy, you know. I know when I was doing program in London, when the phobia session was, there were people who were scared of spiders, snakes. And, you know, in that program, there were this size live spiders were there. Live snakes were there. So there was a couple of people who called on the stage by Dr. Bandler, and then they were scared. They can't even see the picture of spider on a piece of paper. But after the 30-40 minutes, they were comfortable and they handled those live spiders and snakes in their hand. This is the magic that happens, and nothing is there, just changing the program in your mind. So we talk about the root cause when we go to doctor, and we'll talk to doctor. What you say, doctor, I am having fever. Doctor doesn't prescribe you medicine just by listening to that fever. Doctor diagnose through questions, through X-ray or through blood test or through something else. And unless doctor identifies the root cause, doctor cannot prescribe you medicine. Or even if prescribed, you will not be healed. Same thing happens with my dear friends. Many people come to me, and the problem they tell me that, sir, I'm suffering from, like I was giving an example. No person comes to me, sir, I have a problem. What's the problem, sir? I'm anger issue. Boss, anger is not a problem. Anger is a symptom to a problem. Problem is something else, no? So unless you identify the right problem, and what I say that you write about last 10 years failures and struggles, and you identify that why you struggled, what is the trigger, what is the emotional pattern, what is the decision-making pattern. And once you are able to identify that, you will be able to address how your mind is so powerful. If you know the right root cause, 50% of the problem can be taken care of by your mind itself. So the problem is we are not known that what is the symptom of my problem. And once your symptom is known, and as an NLP experts, when we help people, whether it's a matter of achieving business goals or something else, first we identify the root cause, and then only we help them getting out of it. Even bad memories, people have bad memories. You know, yeah. Last month I was talking to a lady. She's 55-year-old lady, and she was in US and then France, and her husband is a very top shot in Delhi. And she was talking to me, 55-year-old, and she had some certain issues, behavioral issues. And when I started talking, it took me 30 to 40 minutes just to reach to the root cause. And what was the root cause? When she was 5-year-old, till she 5 to 15 years old, she was badly treated by her mother, because she was having dark complexion, and she was abused, badly handled, and physically tortured by mom. And after 15, maybe she went to some other relative, and today she has all the luxuries in her life. She has two very beautiful daughters. Both of them are studying in United States. They have a very luxurious bungalow in Noida. She drives Mercedes and everything what we aspire for, but still she's not happy. What was there in the bad memory? But once we identified, it was deleted, and overnight there was a complete shift in her thinking and behavior, and all that. When we talk about phobia, these are the top 10 phobias of the world. Top 10 phobias: spiders, phobia of social or public situation, phobia of flying, phobia of open or public spaces, enclosed spaces, vomiting. Many people travel in car or bus, they have vomiting sensation. That's not a biological problem, my dear friends. That's something that can be treated. So there are a lot of people have phobia of developing cancer. I was taking a course, webinar, seminar for professors of a college. And then one lady professor come to me, sir, I quite often, I think on daily basis that I'll have cancer. Now you tell me, my dear friends, if you think about cancer for quite frequently, what is going to happen? You're going to make a theory of Albert Einstein proven right. And how she developed it? Then I asked few questions. Her mother was a cancer patient. And in last 6 months, she was the person who was taking care. So she saw her mother dying of cancer. So it got ingrained so much in her mind that she's not able to come out of it. And day and night, she's thinking that I'm going to die of cancer. And trust me, my defense, if that thought is not deleted from the mind, it is going to happen. So many things which happens in our life, we are responsible. We invite them actually into our life. So I was talking about, there is a specific type of language, like when I was talking to Neil, not only I was changing the properties of the pictures he was having for the pain, but also I was using a specific language in a specific way, because there is a language you speak, it goes to direct to your subconscious mind. If I can show you many advertisement of big multinational companies, including Coca-Cola, including McDonald's. They use such language because all are buying, all are spending is an emotional pattern. So they deliberately use certain language in their advertisement that you have no other option but to do it. So when we do complete program of NLP, we teach the Milton Erickson model, which I told you at the initially. So if you use it, the language we use for manifestation and affirmation, this is also basically language specially used to program it in your subconscious mind. So similarly, many people have exam phobia, concentration issues, maybe students, maybe you. It is 100% can be worked upon within one day, within few hours, and you can see magical. And there is no other way. You go to any motivational training, you read any book, but unless you change though if you follow the philosophy of the person who wrote Dr. Joseph Murphy, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind, he says 21 days repetitively without any fail. If you practice a behavior, it gets programmed. But you need 21 days hard work, conscious effort. And you do it for 15 days and 16 days, again you smoke. Your 15 days goes in vain. Again, you get back to smoking, So, but NLP directly goes to your mind and intervenes and changes what is required to be changed. And you can see things happening in few ways. And and we also talk about a lot of people who are into, dietitian and kind of profession. And they even these doctor we call physiotherapists, they are advised to do NLP because I use few set of words and can reduce the pain. Similarly, physiotherapists are advised to do NLP because by using certain language, you can do that. Similarly, losing weight is is basically related with your thinking process. Losing weight, there are three things: working out, your eating habits, and your thinking. So we have many such case studies where we help people reducing their weight by programming their mind in the right way. So this is how habits can also change. So this is what NLP is all about, because the purpose of course I wanted to orient that NLP is basically a science. And if you as a trainer, coach, or as a businessman, or as a normal human being know how to do NLP, you can address day-to-day challenges of your life. So change your habits in NLP can be used. There are various courses in NLP step by step. Like the first step of NLP is practitioner program, which is a 4 days course. It is an in-person course, but we are also doing it online. So it goes for 8 weeks, 4 hours a day on weekend, Saturday and Sunday for 4 weeks. So total 8 days of 4 hours. So it's a 32 hours course. It is accredited with NLP Forum UK. And then if you want to go further, then NLP master practitioner, and then one step further, that NLP coach. Like I am an NLP coach. So somebody who's passing all those 3 steps becomes NLP coach. And the fourth is the millionaire mindset, which the book I've released. It is based on NLP techniques. This book has 21 activities. So when this 3 days workshop happens, all those 21 activities are done during the class. Why these 21 activities? To program your mind in the direction of making more money, expanding your business. Like I was talking last night to Nasir sir. He has already read 4 chapters of this book. So he said that quite a few things I was following, and I did a few activities and I'm liking it. So even if you don't attend this workshop, you read that book properly and you do all the activities objectively, you can see, my dear friends, tangible changes happening in your life. So the book is basically based on mind programming, then how to program your mind. So generally in-person workshop we do at Mumbai, Surat, Jaipur, New Delhi, Hyderabad. Most program happens in Mumbai, Surat and Delhi. We do programs in Bangalore, Vadodara, Ahmedabad, and overseas NLP we do Dubai and Kathmandu. Well, for last 2 years we have not done. Yes, last March we have done a program recently, just before second wave we did a program in Kathmandu, and online we keep doing a lot of programs. So any questions, because a lot of people may have any doubts in your mind. So if you have any question, please feel free to ask a question. Yes, any question?
Good evening, sir. Richa here.
Yes, Richa, please ask your question.
Sir, you talked about phobias. I want to know, I have a phobia with dead bodies.
Oh, okay.
And whenever I'm alone at home, I always feel that whatever news I've heard about that this person is dead, this person is dead, and that those bodies are roaming around me.
Oh, and
So yes, sir.
Since when you are having this phobia?
Sir, I think long back. I cannot recall kab se hai, but yes, it is there in my mind since years.
Okay, okay.
And this becomes very scary lot of times, and I cannot at this age even I cannot stay alone at home at night times because I can say only due to this phobia. Can this be cured?
Okay, yeah, 100% it can be cured. Will take 1 hour. Sometime we can schedule 1-to-1 session. It can be 100% cured.
Because see, when I'm talking to you, even at that time, my heart palpitation almost increased 4 to 5 times.
Let me tell you what is the difference between fear and phobia. Let me tell you. Fear is a situation when you do that particular activity, you feel uncomfortable and you are not able to do it with a lot of comfort. This is fear.
Right.
But phobia is a situation, even thinking about it, even talking about it gets you into trouble. So this is a phobia. That's why it is bound to happen. So it must be cured because this is not good for you, good for your mental health. So it must be taken care of. We can schedule 1-to-1 session and can we work the time.
Right. And there was one incident also 8 to 9 years back. I was driving a two-wheeler and a dead body passed by, and I'm faint ho gayi and I've fallen down from the Activa. So yes, this is my biggest problem, or you can say phobia, which I really want to overcome with it.
Okay, okay. No worries. It can be over.
Done. Thank you.
Any other question? Any other question? No question?
So good evening, Akshana this side.
Please ask your question.
So I don't know, Madam, I don't know if how it should be expressed or what, but many a time it happens like I want to do something, I want to achieve something, and after when I achieve that, I don't feel that content, I don't feel that satisfaction, like I don't feel that sense of joy later that, and I just don't understand why it is so. Is it because I never wanted it? Because if I never wanted it, why did I achieve? Well, I did took actions for it. Like there are many things which I wanted to do and I have attained that, and then after that attaining that, I don't feel that sense of excitement or sense of achievement after that. I don't know why. I just don't know. I'm trying to recollect why it is happening, and I just want to reason it, but I am not able to find an answer about it.
Now, there could be, from your conversation, I can make out two things. So let us make it first clear. One thing, like I achieved, but I don't feel that excitement that I have done something big. I take it normally. Okay, this is not bad. It happens with me only also. I've been to 30 countries to conduct my seminar. I come from a very small and very lower background, and I reached to that place. I authored so many books which my mentors could not do. So I achieved more than I desired. I achieved more than I deserved. But when I achieve it, I feel so normal. People come and say, "Oh my God, you have done this," and I don't feel it. So that's okay. That makes you a person, a polite person or a humble person, or keeps you on the ground. That's not bad. But the second part, what you said, achieving it, I don't feel contented. I find it a unworthy achievement.
Something is still missing.
That can be treated. If you feel so, that must be taken care of. Otherwise, that will never allow you to get feel happy. And also, we must value our possessions. We must value whatever we have attained through a lot of struggles in our life. So you must value. So I value it, but I don't feel excited, or I do not go gaga to after achieve. I stay the same way. Like before achieving it, you can see, because in Bhagavad Gita, we speak about it, that in all good and bad times, you have the same mental frame, then you are the person with controlled emotions. But second is not good. That if you think that you're not happy, you're not satisfied what you have done, then it can be taken care of.
So what can I do to overcome this? Actually, sometimes I feel this, but how can I overcome it?
It will take a lot of time in the sense that, like, maybe first I'll have to speak a lot, maybe 20-30 minutes, just to understand the emotion behind it, the reason behind it, and then only we can think about. I cannot directly suggest you the remedy. First, you have to understand how did you start, whether it's a general pattern or a specific pattern in few areas. We need to understand that. But yes, we'll speak about.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Another question?
ഇപ്പൊ നമുക്ക് തിരുവല്ലിക്ക് പോണെങ്കിൽ ആലപ്പുഴ കഴിഞ്ഞിട്ട് കളർകോട് റൂട്ട് അല്ലാണ്ട് പിന്നെ എവിടുന്നാ തിരിയുന്നതെന്നൊന്ന് കറക്റ്റ് ആയിട്ടൊന്നൊരു വോയിസ് നോട്ട് ഇടാൻ പറ്റുമോ?
Any other question? Anybody who wants to speak? Piyush, you can unmute yourself.
Sir, I have a question.
हाँ अमित, पहले आप पूछ लीजिए.
नहीं sir, please let Piyush go.
No, Amit, you have unmuted. First you ask, then Piyush will ask.
Sir, I just wanted to ask, sir, how we can go forward on the path to becoming an NLP practitioner.
I'll share the details with you individually, how the course is. It's being a person in coaching fraternity, it's going to be very useful specifically for your students. Specifically, students, if 50 students in class are not comfortable with physics, then you can remove this phobia at one go. You have to require to do it only once and see the change in the students. So it's very helpful for young budding students. Piyush.
That's what I heard.
Piyush, you can ask a question.
Sir, just wanted to ask that without an NLP coaching, like you said that you're doing one-to-one consulting, and there are many set patterns, maybe with us or maybe somebody in the family. So straight away they can have a consulting and get it.
We do that, but due to paucity of time, I do only 1 or 2 sessions in a week. But yes, we do that. Suresh, you can ask a question.
Yes, sir. Sir, I have one question. When we have a polling time, I vote for all 4 things, but I have a problem with the relationship, sir.
Okay.
I couldn't make a long-term relationship. When I was in a college, there was a lots of friends in my college life. When I was in a child, and I have many friends in a childhood, even in a neighbor and in travel times, but I couldn't make a long-term relationship. When the relationship goes broke, I feel very guilty myself. Then maybe there is a big mistake from myself. my side or something else, but I couldn't realize it and I couldn't patch up again. So I don't have a much friend now, but I love to make a friend, my families. So, sir, what is the problem myself? I really want to recover it.
And just by listening to what you are telling, it's not a problem. It is the outcome of a problem. Which behavior of your personality is making your relationship short term? We need to understand that. I meet so many people and they come and they say the same thing. Even in Nalanda, one participant came to me and she said that, sir, I make friends very fast, but I lose them also. So first thing, what you have to do, of course, we can connect later on, and very soon, maybe in October, we are doing an NLP program in Kathmandu also. So you can join us. And what I say is, change your communication pattern. What you said in just 1 minute, multiple time you said that I'm not able to maintain my relationship. I break them. I feel so bad. So your communication about your behavior pattern is very wrong. When I will talk to you, I'll realize so many things, that there are so many relationships in your life we are still surviving. But we make a general communications, and what happens, that general communication gives more negative impact to us. So from now, don't speak like this. What will be speaking? I want to nurture my relationship. I'm making my relationship long-lasting relationship. Today, I was talking to somebody, texting one of my friend, and then I texted my friend that I want to stay with you forever till I'm alive. So what message, what belief I'm installing in somebody's mind? You can understand that. So first, change your communication. Okay, first, I might have committed some mistakes in my past, but now I want to nurture my relationship. Relationship makes me happy. All my relationship are going to be long term. Look at few relationships in your life which are long term, and tell yourself, when these relationship can be long term, I can make all relationship long term. Change the communication, and I would say 20-30% change will happen just because of this. And still, we of course note it down. That's good that you have identified a challenge in your life, but we will work on it, and definitely 200% it can be addressed easily.
Hopeful, sir. I will do it.
Okay, Neena ji, you can ask her.
Whenever I start a new motivation, or whenever I start a new habit to do, till 17 days it is continued, and after that it's just how to keep that motivation till 21, so that I can develop a new habit, or if I want to change something.
It has become a general behavior of yours. And how it becomes a general behavior? When we start saying, like Suresh was saying, none of my relationship stays forever. He's wrong. He's generalizing. So what happens in past few years, 5-7 times or 10 times you might have tried something and you could not continue for long. But what you said, whatever I start, whatever I do, it doesn't long last. So what happens? It gets generalized. So we need to identify next time, whenever you start something, something which is significant in your life, just before you start it, contact me, have a one-to-one session, and then. But again, I suggest you now, don't speak much about your failures. Don't speak much. Don't generalize them. Be specific. I tried going gym. I went for 17. That's good that I went there for 17 days. Many people discontinue after 3 days. At least I could go for 17 days, but I now want to go to at least for 6 months or for 1 year, and I want to continue it. So be specific in your communication. Use for a specific task and use it in a positive sense. Rather than cursing yourself, rather than talking about your failure, talk what you want to achieve. So this 20-30% result comes by changing your communication. Okay. And rest, whenever you start something big or substantial in your life, before you start, get back to me. I will talk about it and we'll do it. Dr. Rashmi, you have a question.
Yes, sir. Good evening. Actually, my daughter is in 12th and she is preparing for NEET examination. It's on 12th of September. She's getting 700 plus marks out of 720 in each exam. But sometimes she loses her confidence and starts crying. Um, she is she wants to get admission in AIMS Delhi, and sometimes she felt unsecured whether she will get it or not, like that. So how can I help her or counsel her?
You can do that in a day or two. I'll connect. I'll connect with you. I have your number, so I'll drop a message to you. You can
Yes.
connect up with me. That's very important. Rightly, you identified and can be certainly she can be helped and we'll help her. No doubt about it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, so we can take last question if anybody has.
Hello, sir. Can I have the question?
Yeah, please. We can have going for the last question, Arun. Yes.
Yes, sir. Well, sir, when I am into something, if for example, if I am into a group activity, if people get starting trust in me, I get low. For example, if a situation comes that only you can do this, if they start encouraging me, I get low and dejected. If the same opposite goes, for example, if you can't do this, then I can do it very well. For while when they are encouraging me, I can't do that. I get low.
It's simple, Arun. Whenever they encourage you, tell them, don't encourage me. Tell me that I can't do it. I tell you. When we talk about NLP communication model, there are two types of people. There is one kind of people who are good at working on negative commands. Negative commands means when I tell you can't do it, you'll do it. You know, in many children it works. When I tell my kid go and study, he will not study. When I say no, today you don't study, you have to watch TV, do this, you know that, then he'll go to study. So there are few people, very rare breed like you, who go and go with the negative commands. But still, definitely, on certain situation, this is very important because people are encouraging you and you can do it. You have the capability, but you have a concern that you get under pressure because of the expectation of people. Because here people expect you to deliver. So you come under pressure. And when people say you can't do it, then you have no pressure because people are not expecting. So it is the fear of performance, fear of fulfilling expectations. So definitely it can be worked upon. You can write challenges sometime in future. We can connect one-to-one when definitely we can help.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, my dear friends, and you all have my numbers. Most of you have my numbers. And still, if you don't have, I'm posting in the chat box. So if you could not ask your question, feel free to ask or connect me anytime in future so that I can, and definitely I am here to solve your problems. The purpose is not only to create awareness, but if I could help you. So I am writing number because there are few other persons who are joining who are meeting me for the first time. So I've just posted my number in the group. So if you could not ask any question, if you want further clarification, you can feel free to post your query to me on the WhatsApp. I'll be happy to answer you. And thank you so much for spending your valuable almost 1 hour 45 minutes. It was wonderful having you here, and all the Nalandians. It was so good to see you all with the same energy and same positive vibes. It was wonderful experience. And stay in touch. Wherever you feel any challenge, at least you can drop me a message so that I can advise you something. Thank you so much. Wish you a very, very good week ahead. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you, sir.